change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Robertson County and every morning, one street over. What's going on one street over from where you living? I know you're living right. Man, it's just kind of like our one of my co-teachers and I, we were talking yesterday, Miss McCullough, and she says, this is our fall spring, Miss Vivio. Don't get used to it. We've got more winter coming. And and honestly and truthfully, we're teachers. We hope that there is, because we want a snow day. Okay, we're just like the kiddos. That's one thing that my husband and I, we laugh about. We're worse than the kids now that we're teachers. We're like, snow day. We want a snow day. I don't know if we'll get one or not. Joining me this morning is Michelle Darnell. She is the principal at Westside. And tip that microphone to where you're talking right into it for me. You look lovely. I mean, you just all dressed up. You just got all fixed up for us today. But I imagine this is how you go to work, and you have to look super professional and all that. But you do look lovely.
Thank you.
We were just going to thank you dressed up for us. But anyway, and we're just really enjoying this. Jim Bellis, our director of communications, has set this up early in the year, that on the first Tuesday, we get to visit with a couple of our principals from around Robertson County. And it's something, honestly and truthfully, they were doing this when I took over the show. I don't know how many years ago it's been now. I mean, it's maybe 7. I don't know. Time flies. But they had been doing this, and I wasn't really aware of it. And we just kind of fell away from that. And of course, then when I started teaching and got back involved with the school district, Jim's like, we need to do this again. And I said, I think that's a wonderful idea, because, I mean, we've got so many great, wonderful schools here. And it's a chance for us just to, see what's going on with them and what welcome. Let me just say that. Let me just let you say hello. Now, are you doctor or?
No.
Okay.
Just got a master's.
Okay. Well, I appreciate. I don't have a master's. I have an undergraduate, but I do have a master's. My husband has his master's. I just I wish I had discovered the things that I love about education earlier, where I don't know, I kind of don't feel like I have the time to allot to going back and getting my master's. I'd love to have my doctorate.
I don't have the time either.
Yeah, I don't.
2 children
and
yeah, I do not. But kudos to anybody that can do it.
That's just it. It's amazing. I'm 62. I'm in retirement, but I've just got so many things I want to do, and I'm like, with the time I have left on this earth, do I really want to spend that much time in the classroom? I study. I mean, we're all studying all the time. I know. Y'all have to do so much administrative stuff to be an administrator and the new things. You're studying all the time. So it's an ongoing thing. We just don't have the paper to say we did it. We just have our PD hours that we get in.
All 30 plus.
Yes, our professional development hours. But we're all talking. It's so fun to be able to talk teacherese with everybody now, because I talk the language. So I'm in my 3rd year, so I'm still kind of getting acclimated, but
this
I'm getting
year
there.
20 for me.
That was my next question. That's what I was leading into. Very good.
Yes.
20 years.
20 years. I started in 2004 at Westside as a teacher.
Oh,
so
bless. That's wonderful.
It's kind of really cool, because I've come full circle.
Yes.
I did a little bit at Coopertown Middle as an assistant principal, and then I had the pleasure of going back to Westside. So just full circle. So it's been an awesome
I love
experience.
that. That's cool. Now, are you from this area?
I am. I have been here my entire life, and I always wanted to be a teacher. I went to Springfield High School, and that is what I set out to be. I will be honest, though, administration was never part of my role, but when God does things, he just kind of throws it in your lap, and I'm like, all right, God, here we go. So I'm very I'm proud, and I love where I am, and it is just truly a blessing to be at Westside.
You're just lovely. You're just beautiful smile, and I just love it. And I love it when people, you can tell they love what they do.
I do.
And you obviously do. You obviously love it. So you're elementary.
Yes.
And so is that
We
from pre-first to what grade?
so we have kindergarten through second grade.
Y'all don't have pre-first there? I
We
was
do
thinking
not.
y'all did.
We
Okay.
do not. We have kindergarten through second grade. And one thing that I'm really, really excited about is we are undergoing a huge, massive renovation.
Yes.
And so they have started, and we've actually got some walls up. So we're really, really excited about that renovation. It has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I think some of the teachers are fighting about who's going to get to go to the new side. So
It's like, I want it.
but
That's
we're really
fun.
excited about that.
Yeah.
So I hope to be able to see that, just that come forth. So we're really excited about that. We're going to get a new cafeteria
Uh-huh.
that will. It'll be a lot bigger than it is right now.
Yeah.
And then more classrooms, more bathrooms. So teachers are really excited about that.
Of course.
And then they're going to turn the cafeteria, the old one, into a theater. So that will allow us to do some things with the community because we want to serve our community too. So we'll be able to let some of those organizations come in and use our school. So we're really excited about that.
I love that. I'm gonna get you to pull that microphone just a little bit closer to you, if you would. There you go. But and that's exciting. And I knew, talking with Dr. Weeks and hearing about all the renovations that are going on there, it's going to be because that school's been around a long time.
Yes.
And I love preserving those things. My school I grew up with, it's been shut down, and so it's just sad to see those things, And so when we can preserve those things in our heritage, it's always so nice. And Westside's got just such an amazing history. And I just love that. So, I always tell Jim, I said, I want to know, what are you most proud of about Westside? What would you say?
I would say I'm most proud of our diversity.
I love it. Okay.
We have students that come from all walks of life, and that's what makes us very unique. When you
Right.
walk into the classroom, you see, I tell everybody, you see a little bit of everything, and
Yeah.
that's what our world looks like. And I think I'm most proud of that. And with that being said, when you have different students that come from different backgrounds, we've got to meet the needs of the students first, and that is something else that I'm most proud of. I always tell people, when you apply for a job at Westside, it has got to be a mission, because we don't have students that all come from wonderful two-parent homes. Some do,
Yeah.
but some don't. Some of our students are high achieving students, and some of them we have to work really hard to help them achieve their goal. But that is what I love most, because we meet the needs of the students first, the child, and then we can teach them.
I love that. And you guys are really big on tutoring. I know that Raise Your Hand will send, that through the United Way. They're always looking for people to tutor over and at Westside. And I know y'all do a lot of that over there.
We do. We have a second grade group in the afternoon that we
Right.
work with, and it's kind of our students who are kind of just right there and just need that little push
Yeah.
to help them get over. And of course, with third grade, the promotion law, we want to make sure that we are sending our students over to Cheatham Park equipped, because we know that that's on them. And so we want to make sure that we do as much as we can do in the K2 school to prepare them so that they can do great things at Cheatham Park when they go over there for third through fifth.
I was kind of surprised when you said that you had K through second. I was surprised that I don't know, I was thinking y'all had higher grades.
No, ma'am.
There.
And honestly, we couldn't house anymore. We are jam-packed at
You
that
are.
school.
How many
Yes.
kids do you have?
We have 320.
Wow. Yeah, that is a packed school. So do you have any, and this is the question I always like to ask, is do you have any openings right now? Are you looking for anybody in particular?
I don't have any teaching positions, and I honestly just filled 2 assistant, special ed assistant positions. So we are pretty much fully staffed right
That's
now.
awesome.
I do have 1 title position that will come available in the fall, but right now we are actually fully staffed, and I know every principal can't say that, so I'm
No.
thanking my lucky stars.
Absolutely. But so you do have some people, you have maybe some retirements coming up that there's going to be some positions?
I have 1 lady that's retiring, and we're trying to get her to come back and do maybe a contractor at
Yeah.
sub.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
we have another lady. She retired a couple of years ago, and she came back to do some contract services. So that has been wonderful, because you still get that the good quality of a good certified teacher, but they don't have some of those extra responsibilities. So they come in refreshed and ready to go. So
Right. It's not quite so daunting.
Right.
Well, that's very cool. And again, we're talking with Michelle Darnell. She's the principal over at Westside and K through second. Again, I was really surprised because I know we do have pre-first programs. Where are those facilitated?
So Bransford Elementary School,
okay.
which I think they are now the Learning Center, they feed into us. So we get all their babies.
Okay.
Of course, some of them go to Crestview, I think, but we do get a lot of our students from, it used to be Bransford, now it's Bransford Learning Center, but we get our pre-K students from there, which is awesome because they work really hard, and we can tell that they know so much coming over now, whereas in years past, not so much, but we can really tell that they are really working hard with them, and they're asking a lot of kindergarten and pre-K students. Now in today's world, they are asking a lot of them, a lot. So.
Well, I have grandkids that are in that age range. And so my granddaughter, she's been doing a lot of preschool kind of things, and just seeing the way it blows my mind how quickly they learn. I just blows. Do what now?
No more nap time.
No. But it's so incredible how quickly, from the moment they step into a structured education program, how they just start growing.
And the thing is, if we start early and we give them the opportunity, they can thrive. I think we think that they can't learn because they're so young, but that is, oh my goodness, the difference between kindergarten when they first come in and then in January, it's like a totally different set of children.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
And
you were talking about the diversity. I work with a lot of immigrant families, and the kiddos that come in when they first arrive that speak nothing but their first language, and how quickly they absorb it. I love to tell a story. There was these are folks from Egypt, but I was working with these kids' parents, and none of them spoke English, and I kind of lost track of them for about a year. And when I got back with them, and the little girl who, she was, first, second grade, little bitty thing. Not only was she still speaking Arabic, but she could also speak Spanish and English.
Wow.
And blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. You'll come in. Are you the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
You come in at 7:30.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll have you back in at 7:30. Yeah, they're separate interviews, but thank you for checking in so you can just make yourself comfortable out there. That's why I remind everybody, we're live. Boy, the minute we turn this microphone on, we're live. But, we're going to be talking with Chesley Trelstad, and she's from Greenbrier Middle. See, I teach at Greenbrier High School.
Okay.
So she's one of our Bobcats. What is y'all's mascot?
It is we in Little People School, we say bee, but really it's the hornet. But the hornet is kind of scary looking for little.
Oh,
little
so
kids.
you're little bees.
We kind of have bees, but
Okay.
technically it would be a yellow jacket, technically.
Okay, because you're
We
feeding
feed
into Springfield, of course.
Right. So Springfield yellow jackets, but like I said, we kind of use the bee symbol more.
Does Amanda Shaman teach there?
At Westside?
Yeah. She's not. Well, because she, for some reason, she's my neighbor, and she just had a baby, and I know they did when they were like trying to figure out what if it was going to be a boy or a girl. What will Miss Amanda's baby be? And so as soon as you said
cute.
bees, I thought, oh, is that Amanda's school? I can't remember where she is, but she's
have bees everywhere. In fact, our front reception area, we just kind of had a little makeover, and it's beautiful, but it looks like a hive.
Oh,
Bee
fun.
hive. It's absolutely beautiful.
I need to this summer try to go and visit some of the schools and just see some things, because
Some for our groundbreaking.
yeah, when is that happening?
Well,
When's your groundbreaking?
It'll be a while.
Okay.
I want to think maybe 26, somewhere between school year 26, 27, somewhere right around in there.
You mean groundbreaking? Because I thought you said they already had some walls.
Well,
Is
they
that
do,
like?
but you know how you cut the ribbon, all that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's there. This is not the groundbreaking. This
No,
is your
ribbon
cutting.
There you go.
Because
Yes.
groundbreaking is like
Right,
when
yes,
you just
we've already
start
done that.
construction. So
Yeah,
I was
they've
like,
already
okay,
done
they're not, because I thought they
No,
were
ribbon.
ribbon cutting.
Yes.
Okay. And that'll be exciting.
Yes.
That's going to be so exciting. So Jim had told, it's so funny because our communications director, he'd said, make a list of questions. So some of the things that maybe you've listed you want to talk about, what are some things you want to share with us?
Well, just wanted.
You need to get right in front of that microphone.
sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Just wanted to let the community know that we are really big into reading, and In fact, our motto is read, lead, and succeed. So we have an initiative that we do where students go home with their parents and they read for 20 minutes daily. And then if they do that, they are rewarded. And our librarian takes care of those rewards. So I think this past time they had something with a snowball fight. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it had something to do with a snowball fight. So she does take care of those rewards monthly. And then some other things that we are excited about is attendance is a huge push this year for Robertson County. It's always been a push, but it really is a focus this year. And so we are really pushing for our students to arrive to school on time and to also be there daily. And so some of the things that we've done is if everybody is there that day and everybody is on time, we give them a letter. And once they spell the word attendance, they get a party. So the first time they spell attendance, they get a popcorn party. Then the second time they do it, it's a popsicle party. And then the third time, I think they're called Pop Rock, some kind of little candy or something.
Oh, yeah.
But they are really getting into that, and a lot of our classes have already gotten like to level 2, and so now we're kind of working on level 3 with Pop Rock. So they are excited, and the kids are excited about it, and it's really funny because now when they come in, we see them running because they know if they are not in their seat by the time that tardy bell rings or by the time it's 7:10, their class doesn't get a letter. So it kind of keeps the kids accountable as well. And as the parent, we know, it's kind of on the parent, not the kid, because the kid can't drive. But that child will get up because they want to get to school because they want that letter because they don't want to be the one that makes the class not get the letter.
There you go.
So that's been really rewarding to see. And my assistant principal, Michelle Darnell, she has a display in our school where it has the class picture and then it shows exactly what they have earned, whether it's a popcorn party or a popsicle party, so everybody can see it. So we're pretty proud of that.
That is awesome. And and that's one thing, people, if you're some of our parents out there that's kiddos come to school with us, attendance is huge because as a teacher, we've had a lot of flu. I've had a lot of kids that have been out extended days. They get so behind.
Yes.
And that means I have to, you try to do it. We have a homeroom time that we try to make things up, but it's just hard to do it. And trying to get everybody back on page, and you have kids sitting there. We've already gone over material, and they're having to listen to it again because we had 4 people missing. And attendance is such an enormous thing. And as a young person, I didn't realize what a big deal attendance was. And I love that it's been a big push across the county. And I love that y'all are doing that because you get that instilled in them young.
Right.
Then when we get them, then they're already going to be acclimated to, I got to be at school and I got to be on time.
Right.
And it's just, and I think everybody's just there. We're still dealing with the COVID, and we are.
Yes.
Because you figure my kiddos that were probably the heaviest affected by COVID are juniors right now. Mm-hmm. They talk more about it. It seems because it was their junior high.
Right.
And are going into junior high. And they seem to have a whole lot more to say about it than the others do. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, we're still a little bit of ways from getting these kids past that I remember what it was like to sit at home and it was and it was just like, whatever. And we've got to reinstill in them that regimen of this does matter. You got to be on time. And so I love that you are doing that. That's a great incentive. I don't know if I could get my kids to get busy for a popsicle party though.
Probably not.
Yeah, they want pizza. They want something more tangible than that, And we have a thing in the high school, at least at Greenbrier. We've got a field trip coming up on Thursday morning with my broadcast class, and so to go on that, you cannot have an unexcused absence. You have one unexcused absence, you don't get to go on field trips because our principal says it's a reward. Dr. Osborne says it's a reward. If you can't come to school, you can't go on field trips.
Absolutely.
And so I thought, wow, and so it's a good policy. It's a good policy. So you got to have that reward system.
Absolutely.
But and we're talking with Michelle Darnell. She is the principal at Westside and gets to work with those precious little ones. Oh my gosh, that's just such a fun age. Such a fun age.
Wanted to tell you too, Friday we are kicking off our the American Heart Association. We know we do that every year, and so this Friday we are actually having a team come in, like a jump rope team I think they're from Beach.
Fun.
So we are so excited. Our PE teacher, John Smith. We call him Jack, but his daughter participates in a
That's
team,
cool.
a school from Beach, and they're coming, and we're so excited to see them and just to kind of get the kids excited, and hopefully that will motivate the parents too to
Yeah.
send in that money for that fundraiser for a good cause. So we're excited about that, and then we're going to have a jump rope contest between the teachers and the students, and just in case you want to know, I won last year. I beat
Did
out
you?
all the teachers. So just want to throw that out there in case anybody wants to know that.
That's
But yeah.
awesome. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I used to love to jump rope for fitness, and can't do it anymore. Now with on my knees, my new joints and all that. I don't think they want me doing jump rope with my new knee replacements. But I love jump rope, and what a good way to inspire these kids to get active.
Right.
Just with a jump rope. A jump rope is a fabulous fitness tool. If you've not figured that out, I mean that's why boxers do it.
Well,
Coordination and
right.
athleticism. They made us jump rope in basketball.
Oh,
Our basketball coach, Coach Long, man, he'd had us doing jump rope because it's just great agility and all that. So I mean, it's a great thing to get these kids excited about. I'd love to see you get out there now.
well, they asked me, they said, "Are you going to do it this year?" And I thought, well, I hope so. I said, "Oh, I don't know, though."
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
The older we get, the harder it gets. I'll just tell you to do jump rope, but it is a fabulous training tool. Fabulous. That'll be fun. The kids will have a great time with it. But so you've got how is your fundraiser working then? Do you have something you're sending home with them?
It
And
is.
like little,
It's a little flyer, and it'll have a link on there where the parents can go online and donate money. And I haven't seen the flyer yet, but they may be able to bring in. In the years past, they've been able to bring in that money too.
right.
And then we send that off.
Well, and sometimes you have the little collection cans for change and
right.
different things like that. So
Right.
you'll do little incentives like that.
Mhm.
Well, so what else have you guys got going on? Do y'all have any? We're going to be on spring break before we know it. I mean, that'll be coming up. It's really it comes so fast. But now, as far as spring programs, do you have a graduation? Do you have some programs like that coming up that are that you're going to be working on? They're so
We
little; it's kind of hard to do that,
Right.
isn't it?
We try to leave graduation for middle school. I think is doing it now, and high school. But we do have kindergarten. Always does like an end of the year, kind of a we just call it a ceremony where
Yeah,
parents are able to come in and see them, and they go across the gym floor and receive a certificate.
yeah,
Just kind of a completion of kindergarten. So
yeah.
we used to go all out and do the cap and gowns, but we just kind of wanted to leave that for middle and high to give them something to work for
Yeah.
so that we're not graduating every year. We want to
Yeah.
give them, but we want to inspire them to keep learning. And so that's why we do the ceremony. And I believe that kindergarten is working with our music teacher this year to kind of kick it up a notch and do that. And then there has been some talk. Some of our teachers wanted to do something different as far as usually we do like an open house for Brantsford, the Learning Center, where
Right.
those students can come over and just tour the school. But I think we're going to do something a little bit different and just do it on a larger scale so that those families can come in and tour and really meet the teachers. So we're kind of excited about that. That's kind of still in the making yet.
Right. Right.
But we're excited about that. But we do have some we had our Veteran Day program, so we do some
Right.
things periodically. We had a Christmas thing where the students were able to sing songs. So, and I tell you, with the size of our school, we have to be really careful when we have events because the size, parents come, they come out full
Yeah.
force.
Where you gonna put everybody?
Right.
Yeah.
So a
Once
lot
you
of
get your little auditorium there.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when we do events, we feature one specific grade level.
Gotcha.
That way,
Yeah.
majority of the parents will just come from that one specific grade level, just
Yeah.
because we do have such a huge turnout. But usually we do either donuts for dads or muffins with moms. We usually kind of have something in the spring for that. Or last year, I think we did donuts for grown-ups. That way,
Okay.
anybody could come.
Yes.
That way, we tailor to the needs of our families.
Sure,
But
sure. For sure. And you're talking about the graduation thing for kindergarten. That's what they did with my oldest grandson. When he left kindergarten, that's exactly what they did. And that I think that makes more sense because it's like you get to the point. I think my granddaughter has got 2 graduations from her daycares or something. We've got
Right.
it's like it's a lot. It's
Right.
cute, but it's a
Right.
lot. And you figure nobody wants to miss anything with these little ones because
Right.
they're so cute.
Right.
They're
They
just
come
so
out
adorable.
for it all. And
You
field
know.
day, they always parents show up for that. So we have a good parent support.
Yeah. So yeah, field day will be a thing. I
Oh, yeah.
tell you, my principal told me, said I said something about how it just goes so fast. She goes, well, just wait until you get back from Christmas or spring break and how fast it goes. I've had some teachers say, I wish we had some kind of a break between spring break and the last day of school. And I'm like, how? There's no time.
It's not
No, I mean, to me, it just like zoom and it's over.
right.
So I'm just like, I'm glad we don't. I mean, I don't want any breaks between then because I've got things I'm trying to wrap up,
Absolutely.
and it's just so busy. But right now it's kind of a little bit of a lull, I think.
Now we're
But
just trying to make it to, is it President's Day?
yes. President's Day is our next day off. That's the thing. We've got it coming up the third Monday in February. And again, that'll be here before you know it. We only, because of the snow day and everything, last week was our first full week
Right.
in Robertson
I
County.
think we all felt it. The
I think we
teachers,
did.
the students, we were all, Friday got here and we were like, woo, it's been
Woo.
the longest week ever.
Oh no! Well, we even had you were talking about how you have the open house and have the kids coming to see the school. We have freshman prep night, which we had Thursday night.
Wow.
So we were there till 7, 8 o'clock. It was a long day after our first week. And everybody's going, yeah, when you teachers had to go all. You should be with these kids because that's what people don't realize. And I did not realize until I stepped in the classroom. You can't take your eyes off of them. It is just, and it's exhilarating. It's exciting. It's fun. But it is exhausting.
It is. And as
Yeah.
much as I love a good snow day, the only downfall is when you get a child off of a routine, it takes 2 or 3 days to get them back on the routine. And so that's the only
I bet.
downfall. Sometimes I'm like, let's just come on in and keep those babies on a routine because we can tell, when the sleep patterns are off and they're tired. So routine is key for the little ones.
I bet that's true. I never thought about that. I never thought about
Takes
that,
2
but
or
I
3
get it.
days to get back on track.
I bet. So if you have a snow day and then it's like, oh, you can't. That's one of the things about winter because you're coming off of Christmas and you're sluggish, and then you have a snow day and you're just like, ah. So it's just everybody's got that spring fever. So, and Poxitani Phil says we're gonna have 6 more weeks, y'all. So I don't know if you put any credence into the groundhog, but he says, get ready. But we've got just a couple of minutes left. Anything else that you want to cover? I know, like I said, in the notes you made, is there anything that you would like to cover that we haven't talked about?
I just want Robertson County to know that my teachers, I may be a little biased, but I have the best teachers out here in Robertson County.
I love it.
Everybody cannot do this job. It is a mission.
Yes, it is.
And they are there because they want to be there, not
love
because
that.
they want a paycheck. And
That's
that is
right.
what I love most about my staff. They are the hardest working people that I know, and they love their children first. And I've always said relationships are so important. And if you have a relationship with that child, you can make them do anything most of the time.
I love it. You're lovely. You're just a delight. You can tell you just absolutely love what you do. I am so glad to meet you. And how long have you been a principal now? You said you've been 20 years teaching, but
I think it's been 8 years.
8 years. It just flies by, doesn't it?
8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
But I love
started
it.
in 2015. Yeah,
But
2015. Oh, so
You have to
10
do the
years.
math there.
10 years. 10 years.
Well, God bless you. You're doing a
Thank you.
wonderful job, and I hear nothing but just wonderful reports about Westside.
Thank you.
And it's just been really nice to meet you.
Well, thank you so much for having this. My first radio show.
There you
so-
go. Everybody's like, it's just us talking. We're just sitting on the porch talking. That's
This
what I
is
tell
awesome.
everybody.
Well, thank you for what you do as well.
Well, my pleasure, and thank you for coming. And we'll see you for sure next year because we're going to do this every year. Jim says we're going to bring them back around. So I'll look forward to that. And I'm sure I'll see you around school.
right.
We're all county teachers, so anyway, we're all family.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Michelle Darnell. She is with Westside Elementary, our principal, and you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
God bless you. And as she's making the switch, I'm going to let her go ahead. You just go ahead out, and then we'll make the switch and let Chelsea come in here. And while you are making that switch, take your time because I've got to talk about my sponsor, Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. If you were in yesterday, we had Sean Elmore in, and we just can't say enough about the things that they do in the community. They are very involved. Barry's very involved in helping to promote Open Door Pregnancy and Resource Center. He does the videos and things that they'll present at their legacy dinner, which is coming up. It's on, I want to say March 3rd. It's March 3rd And it's on a Monday night. It's going to be at the center if you want to go. We talked a lot about that yesterday, but Barry and Rebecca, of course, will be there. And they'll be at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. That's where I met them, my wonderful friends. And that's coming up. I'll have to look at the dates, but it's coming up, I think, the third weekend in May, if I'm not mistaken, for the Kilgore. It's May 16th and 16th and 17th. At Kilgore Park. That's where I met Barry and Rebecca. And just wonderful folks. They're so involved in the community and all the things that we love to do. If you have any kind of a community event going on, odds are they're going to have a table there and an opportunity for you to sit down and sit across the table and ask them all your questions, whether it's buying or selling, whether it's maybe you want to be mentored into being a realtor. They can help you out with that. Come on in and make yourself comfortable while I'm talking. You're fine. You're not bothering me a bit. And so maybe you're wanting to be a realtor. Right now is the time of the year when people start rethinking maybe what they're doing as a career. Maybe they want to be a realtor part-time. Rebecca, when she made the switch, she was in radiology of all things. I mean, I never knew that until we just got talking one day. And it's been many years because she's one of the first in the area to be a senior real estate specialist. So she's been at it a long time. But she switched she was doing it part-time, I guess, and then she decided she wanted to go full-time. And she went looking for a company that checked all the boxes. And that's what Exit did. Had everything she needed, and they've been with them ever since. They were with the Garden Gate team for many years. They switched over and brought you a new branch in the Exit tree about this time last year, and they became Exit Prime Realty. They took Barry's office, which is a brokerage office, because he came out of marketing, remember. He was 17 plus years, or around 17 years up in Nashville as a media marketing vice president. He brings that expertise to the table. You can't imagine having a marketer on your team when it comes to real estate. But he decided to go full-time with real estate, opened this brokerage office. She has an agency office up in White House. His brokerage office is here in Springfield. They combine the two to bring you Exit Prime Realty. They are in Cross Plains. They've been there for around 30 years. So they specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com, or give Becky a call, 615-504-7425. And as always, please let them know that U-Turn sent you. We are continuing on setting all this up. And next, you're going to have to pronounce your last name for me. How do you say your last name?
So my last name is Trelstad.
Trelstad.
Yes.
Trelstad. So Trelstad.
Trelstad, yes,
Trelstad.
ma'am.
Chelsea Trelstad. Now, are you doctor or master's?
I'm a master's, and
Okay.
my first name is actually Chesley. So
Chesley.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's a difficult one.
I have it written here. And I called Jim to get the spelling. So it's Chesley.
Chesley. So
Chesley.
like Leslie with a CH.
There you go. That's how you do it. Leslie with a CH.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Chesley Trelstad.
You got it.
Okay.
You got
Well, I'm a
it.
Vivio. So, I mean, everybody's like, Vizio? Like the TVs? I'm like, no. And I say, just call me U-Turn, y'all.
Right,
So it's fine. Well, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great, to a fellow Bobcat.
Yes,
love it.
know. I'm
I
excited
know.
to be here with you.
Well, I am thrilled you're here, too. How are y'all loving that auditorium?
We are loving it. We continue to fill it up as much as we
It's
can.
beautiful.
We opened that last April to kind of do a pre-ribbon cutting and let people visit the new wing, but we wanted to go ahead and have our end of the year programs in there. And so I think from April to May, we may have had 6 different things in there.
Wow.
So we truly needed that.
Yes.
And we are excited, and we've already used it several times this year. So
I love it.
we,
I love it.
We love it. It's absolutely beautiful.
Do you know that the drone footage you have of the construction, my class did? Have you seen that
Yes,
drone footage?
I have.
That was my kiddos.
Yes.
Travis was a big part of that. Travis Dubois. He just really good with a drone, and boy, he just we pulled a lot of footage over there as we tried to get it as it was going up because it was right in our back door. So it was kind of a fun little thing to play with the drones with, you know. So that's really cool. But I love Greenbrier. I really do. I love being part of the family. I love being just part of that whole crew. I've had just the best experience. I just have. How long have you been at Greenbrier?
This is year 3 for me.
Okay. Well, me too.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
So we came over together.
Where did you come from?
I was at Joe Burns
Okay.
High School my entire career. So I was there for, 23, 24 years. You lose count when it
Oh,
gets
okay.
over 20, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess
So,
we'll see. I'm a brand new teacher. I'm a career teacher, so I'm new to the whole teaching game, like in my third year.
mhm.
But you're 3 years as Bobcat, and so how do you make that transition from Joe Burns to the Bobcats?
Well,
Because you know that rivalry and stuff. Do you
yes,
get
yes.
teased about that a little bit? Pull that microphone right to you and straighten it up a little bit so you're talking right in the front of it. Yeah, there you go.
I actually don't get teased as much from them about Joe Burns as I do from my dad about being at Greenbrier.
I'm sure.
He was diehard Springfield, played football for Boy Smith,
Okay.
all the
Oh,
things.
oh my.
So,
Boy Smith boy, huh?
yes,
Uh-oh.
yes. So we didn't even tell him that I was even interviewing or applying until I got the job.
Oh,
So
no.
that has been more
That's
of the transition
hysterical.
was for my dad, not for me.
That is funny. And I get that because, I mean, I get, Brian Pulley, is a Springfield guy, and he's always just giving me a hard time about, the Bobcats and all that because we have the Vietnam game, the Pittman. I can't remember the full name of it. I'm wanting to see. There's a game. There was two soldiers that died, one from
Yes.
Springfield, one from Greenbrier, and they do this wonderful honorary game between Greenbrier and Springfield, and we need to win that. We need to.
There's
we
a
need to bring
trophy that goes back and forth,
Yes,
right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so it's a really cool thing. But when I was like, we're going to do it this year. And he was like, no, you're not. It's like, we didn't. But anyway, but it's like, what are you most proud of about your school? That's a question I always like to, what are you most proud
So
of?
we have several things just recently
Okay.
from students that we're very proud of. So we actually have 21 7th and 8th graders today that are at White House Heritage participating in the Robertson County Honor Band.
Oh, fun.
And we actually have 3 first chairs there. So we have 2 7th graders, Preston Smith and Malcolm Prejean, and then we have an 8th grader, Abby Chiralba. Abby has also been a couple of weeks ago at Belmont University participating in the Mid-State Silver Band
Wow.
and actually had a solo. So
Wow.
we are very proud of our band students and all that they are accomplishing along with our band director, John Girdham. So he is doing wonders with our group of students.
I know that as, Mr. Martin and stuff with our band is looking forward to getting the middle school kids. I have heard that quite a lot. So, I mean, that's the thing because, I know that y'all have got a really good band. I've heard that quite often that that is a very big thing. So how long have y'all had a band? How long has that been in place?
As far as when it started there, I'm not sure. I have had John Girdham since I have been there.
Okay.
And it's mind blowing to go in his classroom and just hear what they can do and the sound that they can produce. And that's another reason why we're loving that auditorium.
Oh yeah.
Because they were having to perform in our gym, which acoustics aren't great in there, but they still sounded wonderful.
Yeah.
But then you put them in that auditorium and
I
it
bet.
is amazing.
I bet. I wonder because the way I hadn't really thought about the design of that. I bet the acoustics in there are beautiful. As I'm just because I watched it go up.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really cool. But I know I've heard a lot about the talent coming up from the middle school band. That is really cool.
And I think Mr. Girdham actually helps over there too with the marching band.
think
So I
so.
think they're working together to make that transition as smooth as possible.
Well, and we had the freshman prep night as they were coming in, and I know that I know I saw several kids come through that are interested in band because they came and talked to me about my program, and it's like, well, band takes up a lot of time and all of those kinds of things, but they can still take mine because it's a career path. But then trying to get involved with the things we do with the news and all those. So do your kids see our newscast at all? Do y'all ever show them our newscast to show them what?
We do not, but that would be something great that we could
need to
do
send those.
during our homeroom time. They go to homeroom when our
Yeah.
doors open at 7:25 up until 7:55 when our tardy bell rings. And so during that time, they can work on makeup work, retest, they eat their breakfast, but they actually go into their homeroom classroom. And a lot of teachers will pull up current events and things like that, but that would be awesome if we could have
I
your
can certainly
news
send that to you.
to show,
Yeah.
and especially for 8th graders that are fixing to come over,
Yeah.
that would really immerse
I
them
think
in
that'd
what
be a
there is
great
at
idea.
Greenbrier.
It's something I've been meaning to reach out to you guys about to see if y'all wanted to show it, because to get them interested in what we're doing. And also, too, we were talking about your girls that competed in the dance competitions, and you've got some cheer that are heading out on Wednesday with because this is the first year that the middle school has sent competitors to the nationals with our cheer teams going out on Wednesday, and we just had our dance teams get back, and they had kids from y'all school on both of those.
Yes, so our dance team,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. So our dance team is brand new. I'm so impressed with them. We had one a couple of years ago, and then we went without one, and so they approached me last year about restarting that.
Right.
And so we did, and they're back today, so I haven't got to
Yes,
see
they
them
get back.
coming back today.
Mhm.
But the day that they competed, they sent me the video,
Oh,
and
fun.
I'm not a crier, but it honestly brought a tear to my eye. It
Yeah.
was to watch where they started and
Yeah.
where they are now was just mind blowing.
Yeah.
They did place 10th.
Wonderful.
However, looking at that, they did not have different divisions, so they were competing against schools that have like kids. 2,000 kids, so there's a lot more,
Wow.
compared to our 565. So
Yeah.
I feel like they really held their own with that
Are
in
you
that
kidding?
division as
Yeah.
far as 10. So we're really proud of them.
Absolutely.
And then our cheer team has been going to nationals for the past several years.
Oh, they have.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. So
I didn't realize that.
Yes,
All
so
right.
they have been going and usually do pretty well. They're usually in the top 10. So we're excited to see how they perform,
Right.
and they're excited to go. I know they had a very long practice last night to prepare.
I'm sure they did.
So they're ready to go. And then I hear that next year there may be a competition that may include dance and cheer together. So we
Yes.
may look into that as
Yeah.
far as sending our girls together and see how they do with that.
That's like a spirit. Ours did that for the first time this year, and I forget exactly what it was called, but we covered that in the news where it was like a school spirit thing because we had the mascot involved and all of that as well. So, but yeah, and that's neat. But see, that's the thing. If y'all send me a couple of things, I can throw it in the news.
Okay.
And that way, and then send it back down to where we'll have to. We got to connect because
Yes.
we're all Bobcats here. We're all Bobcats here. So, what have you got coming up? Do you have anything like special programs or anything like that coming up?
So every April, since I have been there, we have done a night of the arts. And so it really showcases our art program, visual arts, and then our choir and band. And normally it has showcased our drama club. However, we lost our lovely drama club sponsor. She moved to Florida at Christmas break. So we're looking for someone to take that back over. But we will have in April, it will start. You come in the front doors and you basically walk down an art gallery all the way to our auditorium.
Fun.
And you see different grade levels from our art club, from our art classes. Students get to choose what they display, and some of them will be there presenting their artwork as you walk through. And then when you get down to the auditorium, we will have a choir performance, and we will have the band performance, and then we usually do a little reception after.
Oh, how fun.
Yes, so that has really brought in a lot of members of the community. That was one of my goals when I got there, was to get the community more involved and in our building. And so we've seen a lot of success in numbers growing with that program.
Well, and I just love whenever we can do things together at the middle school and high school. I know that you guys were involved with us when we did trunk or treat.
Right.
Right. We did that. And then there was a big yard sale that was, I think you guys were involved with, wasn't it? I'm wanting to say.
It may have been, I know our dancers did one as a
Maybe.
fundraiser, so they may have
Maybe
combined.
that was something to do, because I know there was something that was supposed to. I thought it was happening because I have to cover this in the news, and they said, well, no, it's not in our parking lot; it's in the middle school parking lot. And I'm like, well, they've got the road frontage.
Yes, yes.
You got the road frontage. I'm just saying.
We share that when needed.
Yes. That's a wonderful road frontage right there because it's so kind of funny. The high school is kind of tucked back in there,
Yes.
and you don't really realize it because they did the turning of the pig back there. This past year. So, they're just, it's one of those things that you kind of have to know, oh, you turn here and it's right there. So, but the middle school, man, you can't miss it. And y'all look great right there.
Thank
do
you.
a
We
great
get a
job.
lot of deliveries for Greenbrier High.
I'm sure
we have
you
to
do.
direct everybody
Yeah,
around.
it's like, nope,
Yes.
down there.
They're behind
Go
us.
that way.
Yes.
Go that way.
Yes.
We are talking with, Chesley
Yes, ma'am.
Trelstad.
You got it.
All right. I got it. And she has been the principal at Greenbrier Middle. She's in her 3rd year, but you've been in Robertson County for how many years as a teacher?
26.
26.
26, I think.
So this is your first tenure as a principal, though.
Yes.
So you came out of teaching. What made you want to go into the administration side?
So at Joe Burns, I taught middle school for 12 years there.
Okay.
Starting out with math, and then I went to English.
Okay.
And then added my secondary endorsement and went up to teach high school English.
Wow.
And I did that for about 2.5 years when the need opened up for us needing an assistant principal. So I applied there. Just felt like that was my time to go. I'd served on leadership team. I'd had my administrative degree for probably 10 years and had not used it. And I just felt like it was time to serve in that capacity. I do miss the classroom. I think all of us in this role do. But we get back in there, when we can, and working with the kids and visiting with the kids. You always have to make time for that.
Sure.
And so as far as that, when I got into that role, I was in administration there for, I think, 7 years, 8 years maybe as an assistant. So, so there, and then when this opportunity opened up at Greenbrier Middle, I've always loved middle school, and we all say it takes a crazy person to do that because there's so many people that do not want anything to do with it. And so they think I'm extra crazy because I got out and went to high school and came back. So, but I really, really enjoy our students in that age group. It's interesting, to say the least, to be there with them while they're trying to find themselves.
Yeah, I love middle schoolers. I love I love being in high school. It's so funny. My husband is a teacher. He is a criminal justice teacher up at Springfield.
Okay.
Well, and he's got a real strong athletic background. Played football through college, and so they wanted somebody to help coach, and so he applied for that. But what they did is they said, "Well, we want you to go down and help with the middle school." He loves it. And everybody thinks he's crazy too. And he's like, I think I'd rather work with these kids than the high school kids. And because he really loves working with those middle school kiddos. Because of that, what you said, it's like they're trying to find themselves. They're easier to help them understand stuff. I mean, when you get in high school, they get to be a little knuckleheads sometimes, and they're like, I'm this. And it's like, well, maybe you need to, I'm offensive line. No, you might be better on defensive line. Have you ever thought about those kinds of things? So it's just a little bit easier. But he says the same thing about the middle school kids, and he loves his high school kids he teaches, but he loves coaching the middle school kids. And he says too. He says, those big high school boys, they run over me, they might hurt me. The younger ones, not so much.
Yeah, he can get out there and practice with them.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. So, I get, my husband says the same thing about the middle school kids. It's something special about it, and I think it would be a lot of fun to work in the middle school. What grades so is it 5th, 6th, and 7th and 8th, or 6th, 7th, and 8th?
We have 6th, 7th, and 8th.
6th, 7th, and 8th. Because that's the thing. It varies. Because I've seen some middle schools that go 5th to 8th. And it just kind of depends. So, and our kids you pick up kids from the elementary school, but do you also pick them up from the one that's up in Ridgetop?
So we pick them up from Watauga.
Watauga. I couldn't think of the name of it.
From Greenbrier Elementary School, and then also from Crestview.
Oh, okay.
So we have three feeder schools.
3 feeder schools. Wow. What's the population there? What's the population at Greenbrier Middle?
So we have right now about 565.
Wow.
It is our numbers are actually lower than when I started there. My first year we were about at 635, so that has dropped a little. Normally we pretty much get an even split from all 3 feeder schools. So around 75 or so, give or take 10 from the surrounding schools. But every now and then, depending on how that the IA lottery hits, we may have lower groups. So it just depends, but normally it's a pretty even split, and that's interesting as well. And one of our favorite things to do with our 6th grade is really get our counselors involved and our teachers involved on relationship building, because they're coming in from 3 schools where they have been with those same kids their entire school history.
That's all they know.
And then we're taking 3 large groups and meshing them together. So finding their place in that group
can be challenging sometimes. So we
bet.
have some programs that our counselors do. They actually teach a 6th grade class in our related arts rotation just to help with that, just to help with relationship building and anything that would come up in middle school that they may not be used to. That's something we started last year.
You know, it's so fascinating to me because as my kids come in, my new kids, the friendships that are built just because they happen to be next to each other in the alphabet. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes.
And that's really cute to me because they've been together the whole time because
Right.
they've been sitting together. Their names are side by side. And I've seen a lot of really deep friendships. And I look at them and I'm thinking, it's because y'all been sitting together the whole time. And it's just so funny. And I'm sure you see that develop there as well. Or it's like some kid, it was like, well, I sit by him and now there's somebody in between us because it came from another school. And so that you got that dynamic. So how many classes do you start out with? You know, when you've got your incoming kids coming from the other schools, how many homerooms do you have?
Currently, this year, we have 9 6th grade homerooms.
Wow. That's a lot. My goodness. That's a lot of kiddos. But like you said, they're down a little bit. What were the numbers again you said when you first started? And what are they now?
The highest number that we had my first year was 635.
Okay.
And right now, I think I looked 2 days ago for a teacher, and it was 565 is
Okay.
what we had.
Okay. Well, and that's so interesting how that affects what we do at the high school. Because as we're setting up our classes for next year, you know, I've heard Dr. Osborne said, well, we're going to need maybe one less English rotation because we've got, you know, a lesser population coming in. It greatly affects. It's just if you don't know how this works, guys, it is so much more complex than you ever have any idea of. And so I think your background in English and math probably helps you a lot.
It does help, especially when we are, and just being in a high school before, when we're doing our course request, when your counselors come over and meet with our students and we're doing course requests, when those students are absent during those days, I can help your counselors, which we did a little bit last year. That way they don't have to keep coming over just to get those course requests in with the background I have. So that's helpful for them. And also if the students have any questions, we have a couple of teachers in the building that have been in a high school setting that can assist with that. So it's good to have that. Just to ease their minds a little bit as they're choosing, especially when they're looking at their pathways, that can get very overwhelming because there's so many things they want to do.
Yeah.
So that can get very overwhelming, especially when you're looking at, you know, what's at Greenbrier, what can you do at Trey, just back and forth. So there's a lot of options for them to choose from. And it's scary as an 8th grader when you haven't even stepped in the door yet to pick that.
I can imagine. I had a lot of questions from the 8th graders that came in and saw me last Thursday night. And I told them, I said, this is our audio video program is just a good place to start because it fulfills your art. You know, that's one thing about being, you know, that first class that's got your art in. And then you can take the 2 and 3 and then you've got a pathway done. So if you don't do any other pathway, that's a pathway. But then if you get that done early, then it frees you up to when you're a little bit more grounded to go, I am interested in health sciences. I am interested in culinary. I am interested in agri-science or business or whatever.
Or cosmetology.
Cosmetology, of course,
that is the popular one
Yes.
with our students. They constantly ask, when can I take cosmetology? Can I take that as a freshman? That's the popular one with our kids.
Really? How funny.
And I think that comes from, we added 2 years ago a career exploration teacher. So we've started building the CTE program at the middle school, and Tara Ragland is ours. We share her with IA, so she's with us the first half of the day, and then she goes there.
Right.
And she has really taken that program and made it her own by the options that she can have, and she has actually bought some mannequin heads. And has started allowing them to work just, you know, braiding and doing simple haircuts. And then she's bought some things with nails. So, of course, the girls are interested in doing the fake nails. And, you know, some of our guys get interested in the haircuts and the nails too. So, just doing that. And you'll see them come out and they want to show you their nails or, you know, so they love that. And so I think a lot of the interest from that is when she started introducing that earlier in the year.
Interesting. Because, see, that's the thing. As a career teacher, we have to promote our programs because if enough kids are not requesting our program, then we don't have a program. So we've got to make it interesting. We've got to promote it. So now I know how to do it. I need to talk to her about,
Yes.
talking up the broadcasting and
Absolutely.
all of that. And that's why I'm saying sending the news down to you guys, I think would be a great way to say, hey, you can be a part of this if you want to when you get up there.
Yes, I think
So,
that would be great. And even if just her showing it in her class every so often to talk about that, she also does the 4-year plan with them as part of her class.
Oh, okay.
She has a high school background as well. So she just kind of has them map out their 4-year plan before we even
That's a
start
great
choosing
idea.
classes.
Such a
And
great idea.
so anything you can send her
Okay.
about your program, or any of your other teachers, if they want to send Tara Ragland that information, that would help her in just promoting those classes for you all when
Very
they're
cool.
mapping that out.
Very cool. I mean, we're kind of competitive in our CTE. It's like
Oh,
we all want to
yes.
have we want to be full. We want to have our full classes. So it's so interesting. But and again, do you have anything else? I mean, we're running out of time here. We're going to be finished up here in just a minute. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you want to make sure and cover for people? You got a page of notes there.
Yes, I wrote down some notes. One other thing that we have started new this year is our health class. That is Coach Ashley Burton. She's also our softball coach.
Yep.
She has been working with 4-H and has received a grant, and so 4-H is partnering with her, and they are coming in, and they actually do each week a healthy meal plan.
Oh,
And
fun.
they bring in the food, and they send somebody to assist with that, and the kids are doing the whole meal from start to finish.
nice.
We did have chicken quesadillas this week, and they did pre-cook the chicken just because that takes a while. But
Yeah.
let's see, the week before last we had stir fry. Last week we had omelets. This week we had chicken quesadillas. And so it's teaching them how you can still eat those good foods, but she works on low sodium and different seasonings to help them with
cool.
healthy
Yeah.
choices. And then every 9 weeks they cook for the staff as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so and then they come up with challenges for us as well. And Coach Burton just opened up a Biggest Loser challenge to our staff, so some of us are participating in that as well. So the students really like getting involved with that, and of course, it's helping our staff's health and well-being.
And they cheer you on.
Yeah,
I
yes,
think
they
that's a
do.
wonderful
Yes,
thing.
so that's
so
something new
fun.
we've added.
That's cool. That
Yes.
is so cool. I love that. So many fun things you are doing. You just got a great place there, and we love it because you're part of our Bobcat community.
Yes.
Bobcat country. And again, if this is one of those things, I have not met anybody in the Robertson County School District that doesn't say, if you got a concern, just reach out. Just reach out to
Right.
us. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you if they have anything they want to ask you about?
Anything that they want to ask about, they can send me an email, which with my last name and first name, that is sometimes difficult.
Right.
I send out a family email every week, so a lot of my parents just reply to that
That's great,
with their
yeah.
questions. Or just calling the front office. Miss Stephanie will take the message if I'm not available, and she'll get that to me, and I'll call them back.
That's just great. And the phone still works, guys. Those old landlines still work coming into the schools. I get so tickled with
Yes.
my kiddos when we, I'm an advocate of, I would love for the phones not to even come into the building. I would love for them to, just have them somewhere where you can put them, just leave, whatever. I would just love for them not even to have them. But they're like, well, how will my parents get a hold of me? They call the office.
Yes.
Or parents that text their kids throughout the day. Well, I'm answering put your phone. I'm answering my mom. I'm like, tell them to quit texting you during school, unless you got but those kinds of things. So those phones work in the office, y'all. You can call your kid, and the kids can call you if they need you. They don't need to have that phone on.
And we
them
will
all
get the
time.
message to them.
Absolutely, we will. So anything else we're missing?
I just want to brag on our teachers. Right now, we have really been focusing on our academics and raising those scores, and we've been using our Mastery Connect benchmarks.
Okay.
We are very happy to have Mastery Connect back, and so our teachers are using those scores, and we are building our groups during our ETS time. We are seeing a lot of positive from that, and our teachers are working very hard to raise those scores. And from our fall to winter, every grade level subject area except for 2 all moved in the positive direction, and
great.
we know exactly why the other 2 didn't. One was just a pacing guide situation, and another one was just a question or 2. So, and the fact that they dig right in to figure out why, and so I feel like we're all on the same page. Our word for the year is OUR, and it's because they're all our children and students, and so we have to work together to accomplish that, and I'm really seeing them come together as a team, and with that, we're seeing that movement in the right direction.
Well,
so very proud of them for that as well.
That answers, I always ask, what are you most proud of? And that would be it.
Yes.
So, and I failed to ask you that question. So
That's okay. That's okay.
Anything else? Because we're just saying we both got to get to work.
I mean, we could talk for quite some time. There are so many great things there, but we do both have to get to work. I know you have a class, and I probably have 20 emails. So.
You probably do too. I'm so glad to meet you.
Yes,
and
very nice
we'll
to
be
meet
seeing
you.
each other for sure.
Yes,
and
and
we're next door neighbors.
For sure, send the news over. I'm excited about that. I'll let Tara know that may be coming her way.
Yes, it will be coming because we've got Renaissance Rally coming up and all that kind of stuff that that the kids can learn about. That'll get them all excited about high school.
Yes,
So I love it.
Yeah.
So nice to meet you.
It's good to meet you.
So nice
Thanks
to meet
for
you.
having me.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm going to try not to butcher your name one more time. Chesley Trelstad.
You got it.
Oh, I got it. This is our principal at Greenbrier Middle, a fellow Bobcat. Thank you for joining us. And thank you guys for joining us for 1100 WSGI. Buzz Poole is going to be on tomorrow. Going to talk to the mayor of Springfield. How's his first 100 days going? That'll be a fun conversation. I hope you'll join us for it right here again, 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a great day.